How's it going, YouTube? We are in Wyoming. Come on. And we are on our way to Utah. Um, we are going to Bear River City, Utah, which is 15 north. We have a 8 o'clock Monday morning delivery. And I have to say, we have had an awesome 2 weeks. No, Dave's talking. And, yes, I love you. Yes. Okay. And, we took a load from California. Well, we took a load out, as you guys all know by the other video. But we ended up deadheading California. And my miles were off on that deadhead that I gave you guys. They were off by 55 miles. I apologize. But anyway, so we took a load out of California that went to New York. It was a Snyder load. Snyder brokered load. It was 2 picks. One in Chino, California, and the other one was in Redlands. They were 40 miles apart because the load that I was having coming out of California, they got pushed. I was supposed to be picked up on Tuesday, then I got pushed to Wednesday, and then I got pushed to Friday, so I couldn't wait on that one. And they weren't going to pay me any more downtime than what I already got. Good. Right, good. Go. So we ended up taking that load out. Before land starts cut, it was $9,300. So after land starts cut, it was $2.26 a mile, which is not that bad, I don't think. So we took that out, and then we got over to New York. Got over there a day early. We were able to drop it. It was a 24-hour drop from the day after I picked it up until the following Friday, but I got there on Sunday. So we ended up dropping that, and then the broker that I delivered that load for asked me if I wanted to load out of Pennsylvania, which was a 180-mile deadhead, and that was going down to Virginia. Only going down there was paying $4.35 a mile, $2,600. So, I jumped on it. They even paid me the deadhead. I mean, that's the only reason why I jumped on it. They're paying the deadhead. So that it kind of made it worth it. I didn't lose no money on that deal. Well, to end that week, last week, my paycheck this Friday was the best I've ever seen in a long time. $5,700, almost $58. I was $114 off from being a total of $5,800. So that right there is pretty good. This load right here coming out to Utah, my rate per mile is $3 a mile. So, I do this, I get this done, and then I go down to Salt Lake, and I grab a load and I bring it over to Fort Collins, because the load that I was supposed to pick up got pushed back. So I'm gonna end up losing about $1,500 to $2,000. So this week it's not gonna be like it was, next week. Sorry, next week's paycheck is not gonna be as good as it was this week. We're gonna lose, like I said, between $1,500 to $2,000. But that's all right. I'm getting a load. I'm going right over to Fort Collins, and then we'll have to see what we can get out of Fort Collins. And I don't haul alcohol, so if anybody throws that out there, I apologize. I do not haul alcohol at all. I don't drink alcohol, and I don't allow alcohol in my house, so I don't haul it. I was raised with abusive alcoholic stepfather and mother, so I don't haul that stuff. But I'm sure we can find something out of it. I mean, there's always something we can do. I mean, it's going to draw up on Tuesday, so, we'll have, hopefully we can get like a small one, like I said, just a throw, maybe going to Montana or something. I'll take something going to Montana. I don't care. It don't bother me about being in the snow. But besides that, I mean, it's been going. It's been going good. I've just been dealing with this cold. It's a cold. It's not COVID. And a runny nose. Coughing every now and then. Yeah, before anybody throws out the COVID, it's already been checked. It's not COVID. Why does it take so long to get the dang test back? I go in there with coughing and stuff like that, and the lady automatically throws out that I have COVID, and they're having a fit about it. And then when they get it back, they call me, tell me it's not, tell me it's basic cold. I say, good. That's now you guys owe me an apology. I mean, come on now. Somebody's sick, it does not mean that they have the COVID. Grow up a little bit. That stuff's getting a little bit old. But I was tested, so I don't have to worry about it. I haven't been home, and I was supposed to go home, but I ended up sick. I didn't want to go home just in case if it was. And we got tested, and it wasn't. But that emergency room in Indianapolis, boy, whoa, they're crazy over there, boy. Cause I was bad. I mean, I was aching and just didn't feel like doing anything. I mean, I still was working. Like I said, I came all the way. I went all the way out to California, and first all the way out to Utah, and then over to California and back, and it's still. I got a phone call yesterday saying, no, you're clear. It's just a regular cold, and so I just been drinking medicine and getting it all taken care of. Well, I don't do medicine as in, prescription from the doctor. I just go to Walmart and buy NyQuil, and that's it. I don't do any other kind of pills at all. They wanted to give me some of their pills, and I said, no, that's all right. Because one thing, if they give you medicine, what is it? $30 is for a Band-Aid and $100 is for an aspirin. I said, no, I'm all right, thank you. The only reason why I was taking medicine, because, I mean, I'm on some good loads. Usually I'll just fight it and not take no medicine, but where I've been doing so freaking good here, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna mess this up. I'm just gonna, when I go to bed at nighttime, suck down some medicine. In the morning, I'm fine. When I wake up, I got a little bit of runny nose because I use that stupid CPAP machine. But besides that, I mean, the weather been perfect for the last 3 nights. It's been either 28 or 23 degrees, no heat, no APU running. Beautiful, beautiful weather. I slept 8.5 hours for the last 3 nights, and that's pretty good for me because usually I only sleep about 5 hours a night. But we're doing pretty good now. We're out here in Wyoming. We're approximately 194 miles away. We're not going straight to the receiver. We can't show up until Monday. I kind of wish they'd let me go in there today. That way I could just deadhead down to Salt Lake now and sit down there, get a reset down there, and then I can just head on over. I had a question. I wanted to have my APU service. I had bought the filters and everything, but I didn't know how much oil to put into it, so I bought all the filters, and all they charged me for was just the oil. They didn't charge me to do it or anything like that. So, but now this thing is smoking worse than me. So, if anybody knows, sorry about that. If anybody knows why my Thermo King would be smoking that bad after getting it serviced, I would gladly like to know. Because, and then when I went and took everything out, I changed the filter myself underneath the bed there for the AC there, and the guy asked me if I had the filters, the air filter. And I said, yeah. He goes, well, when's the last time you had this changed? I said, at a Love's in Ohio. He says, well, do you have the work order? And I said, yeah, right here. So he checked the work order. They never even changed that air filter. You should have seen how dirty that thing was. God, it looks like somebody took a crayon and just colored it black. I mean, that thing was bad. So I'm hoping that whatever's wrong with my APU pops out, because I got a little ways before I go home. I'm not going home until like the 22nd of November. That's when I got my doctor's appointment. So, I mean, yeah, I would like to go in a little bit sooner, but that's just a waste of time, waste of money. If I can get more big loads like this, I ain't going in. I hope after Christmas, because I'm going home for the week of Christmas, so I'm hoping after Christmas that I get loads like this, because I know I'm going to be putting some friggin' miles on my truck next year. I know a lot of people like to do those short hops. I don't mind doing those. Don't get me wrong. I do not mind doing those. But I kind of I like getting out and stretching my legs. You know, when you go from California to New York, and then from New York down to Virginia, you make friggin' $5,700. I know to a lot of people that's probably like crap money. But to me, that was awesome money. It really was. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do any blogs. As you can tell by my throat, it's still a little scratchly. And so we had the oil change done on the truck. Then they went underneath to see if they could figure out why my whole truck is shaking for. It's shaking so bad that my GPS fell off my windshield. That's pretty bad. As soon as I get it above 70, she'll start shaking. But I noticed yesterday when I was doing 80 that this thing was just shaking like crazy. And I'm not really too sure why it does that for. I stopped early. I stopped over in Rock Springs over here in Wyoming at the Flying J. They had one spot left. And I was going to go all the way. Hey, look, I'm putting the new Loves up right here. Exit 85. Anybody coming 80 West in Wyoming? Looks like it's going to be a pretty good Loves. Pretty good size. Yeah, so that'd be pretty good. 80 West, exit 85. So, yeah, I was going to go further. But then I was like, I looked at the time, and I'm like, well, it's 8 o'clock. There's no way there's going to be any parking in any truck stop in Utah. So, I mean, I had the hours to make it. And, they have a backwoods one, but I'm going to go 6 miles past my delivery to go to the Flying Crook. Because for some reason, no showers at this Flying J for some reason. I'm not happy about that. I said, that's all right. I said, we'll get up here, we'll do our laundry. We'll take a shower first, do our laundry. And then we'll come back to the truck and we'll clean it because I've been lazy. My truck is dirty. That's why my camera's staying up here. So nobody can see the inside of the truck. I got to wash all the windows. Wipe down the inside completely. I was able to find some disinfection wipes. So we're going to weight down the inside of the truck, get that all done up. And then we're gonna armor all everything again. So then we're gonna do that and get everything done. I gotta wash Maxie's bed too. I spilled some stuff on it. Coffee. So we're gonna get that washed for him real quick. But besides that, everything's been going great. I mean, besides this truck not climbing hills like right now. The reason why I like this load is when the broker gave it to me, he says, this is going to be a heavy load. I'm sorry. You know, when we talked about doing the load first, I didn't know how heavy it really was. He says, I'm looking at the paperwork now. It says 44.5. And of course, you know, the rate was good. The pay was good. I said, you know what? Who cares? You know, let's do it. Let's rock this out. You know, 'cause I always hear everybody say that these trucks, they like when you have heavy loads pulling. Well, not this truck, but you know, most trucks do. I mean, I would never get a Freightliner, a new Freightliner, to ever pull an oversized load because it could not do it. Because this load here, when I got down to the brokerage, down to the shipper, she's like, no, we never ship out that much weight. She goes, 20,000 pounds is all we ship. So I got 20,000 pounds in the box, and I'm having a heck of a time climbing hills. I mean, this thing, even at 10,000 pounds, it will not climb a hill. When I picked that load up in Pennsylvania going down to Virginia, it was 9,000 pounds, and I was having a hard time climbing the hill. And I was like, man, what is going on? But they checked everything, and everything is supposed to be good on it. But it's not because my idle shutdown keeps on shutting off. I was out in California at 104 degrees and it shut off. And last night it was 23. So before I went to bed, I wanted to run the truck for him. And nope, it wouldn't stay running. Oh, what do we got over here? An accident over there. Ouch. Somebody might have fell asleep. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, so anyways, so last night when I ran the truck for him, so that he can stay warm, you know, I like to get it warm in the truck and then I shut it off. And before I could even think about shutting it off, it shut off itself. Now this is at 23 degrees and it shut itself off. 104 degrees and it shut itself off. I thought they were supposed to stay running at a certain point. And that's what I was trying to tell people. So this morning before I left, I called Freightliner down here in Utah, and I asked them about it. And I gave them the place where I got my work done in my truck. And they called over there, and then they called me back and said, yeah, the guy said that they checked everything, and everything said it was off. I said, well, it's not. So he said that there's probably something in the program that they're probably going to have to rewrite the program. So I don't know what that's going to relate, pertain, but I guess we're going to find out later. Yeah, so I want to apologize for that video, the cursing. It's just that, you know, not to bring it back up, but, I'm an American. I just don't like anybody trampling on our flag. So I do apologize to the people that I have offended by cursing so much. It's just that just got my blood boiling. So I'm supposed to apologize to everybody, and because I know the cursing was bad. I watched the video after I read the comments, and yes, I went a little overboard on the F-bomb. I'm trying to cool myself on the swearing, but I'm from, back east, so it's kind of hard for us to do that. But we're doing it. We'll get there. So yeah, so that's what we got going on. We get up here and get that over and done with. Of course, we didn't give our money to the big corporate. We made our coffee in the truck. Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Because I don't know what they did to that coffee. That new Colombian garbage that they have is nasty. The Pilot House used to be good. The Loves used to be good. Now, if you need hair to grow, go get a coffee at the Pilot and the Loves. Now, I can't say about the TA and Petro because I don't stop there. Only time I stop there is if I'm in a high fuel state and I need a good discount, then I'll stop. Like when I was out in California, I stopped at TA. When I was out in New York, I stopped at the TA. So, but besides that, I don't go to them anymore. I mean, I filled up there so many times since I've been at Lansdowne, and I got a whole $5.68 in points. Woo, stop me now. Yep, good coffee. Good coffee. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're going to get out here and get a reset. Been running crazy. I mean, I could run all this week and maybe even next week without doing a reset. But this load doesn't deliver until Monday. I tried to get it for Saturday afternoon, but they said no, you have to be there Monday, and I know they're open. This place is a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365, except for Christmas and Thanksgiving, I believe. So actually, it's not 365 then, huh? But still, I know they're open all the time. I kind of just wish that, they would let me know, hey, why don't you go and drop that off now? And then we run over there and see what we can do in Salt Lake. Especially if I could make it over there to Freightliner real quick. That would have been nice. I've been there before. That one in Salt Lake, they do a good job over there. Yeah, that's why I hope everybody's going to have a good weekend. Hope everybody had an awesome week and prospered pretty good. But I'll tell you, I've done pretty good. I was a little bit upset when they called me. Called me on Thursday and told me that my load out here in Utah got pushed out, not canceled, pushed out. I mean, they told me I could still have it, but that I wouldn't be able to, being pushed that far out, I wouldn't be able to make it for the cutoff on the pay. So I said no, and then he offered me this load here. So I was, the one coming out to Fort Collins. There you go. I know you're doing 80, but let me cut in front of you doing 65. And then slow down. Wow. Seriously, dude. You can't pass England? Wow. This is one thing right here that gets on my nerve. I'm doing 80 miles an hour, and this guy just cuts in front of me, and now he's having a hard time passing England. I think I can. I think I can. Oh. I think I can. I can make it. I can make it. I can make it. I'm sorry, but that just gets on my nerves. Come on, buddy. I know. Daddy was messing around. I know. Come on, get up here. Oh, my daddy, what are you doing? Are you talking on there to the YouTubers? Are you talking to the YouTubers? Go ahead. I know you thought there was somebody out there. Jesus Christ. 62 miles an hour. So I see England's allowed to have CBs now, huh? Wow. Didn't think they were allowed to have CBs. I didn't think they were allowed to have phone holders. I worked for them for a month, and I wasn't allowed to have my CB for that month. I was like, nah, that's all right. I don't need to be here. Now we gotta get back up to speed. It takes old Betsy here a long time to get up to speed. That's why when I leave, to get on the interstate, when you leave a truck stop or a rest area, I literally have to put my four-ways on because it takes like 2 or 3 miles before my truck will get up to speed, and that's even to get to 60. Then it takes a little while more to get up to 70. I'm gonna get it checked out. But first, it's gonna go in. It's going into Thermo King. We got an appointment when I go home. We are putting in a bigger power inverter. They're gonna check the alternator and see if that's the alternator that's made for it. Because for some reason, when I turn my AC on, the alternator will squeal. It only does it for a little bit, but it should not be squealing just only when the AC's on. So we're gonna get that checked out, and then we're gonna go in. I don't know. As you can tell, the truck's shaking, doing 80 miles an hour. And I told him, I said, well, I want a brand new alternator belt put on it too. They got to check the Freon because, I know I don't need the AC now, unless I go back out to Cali or Texas or Arizona. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna get that checked out. Just the new power inverter alone is $700. But we're gonna have it put in professionally. We're not gonna have. That way we get the warranty. That way we get the warranty of them putting it in and the warranty of it. So that way, if anything ever happens to it, we don't have to worry about it. So that's what we're working on now. We're gonna get that over and done with. But we're gonna keep this short and sweet. I don't want to bore you guys. But we are 169 miles away. They're talking snow up here. I can see the clouds. So we're gonna go play in the snow. And you all have a safe day. Awesome weekend if you're with your family. And when you get back on the road, be safe. We'll talk to you guys later. Alrighty. Bye.